In this video, I will be reviewing the first two issues of Godzilla Here There Be Aliens, the third part of the Here There Be Monsters trilogy. If you haven't seen Here There Be Monsters 1 and 2, I highly recommend seeing them. Don't be like me and jump into the third part of a trilogy. It's like starting with Avengers Endgame, or Revenge of the Sith, or Return of the King, or Back to the Future Part 3. This will be from the perspective of someone who has not read the previous two stories. But I'll get to them one day, probably when I power scale this particular Godzilla. Speaking of Godzilla, our first issue begins with this one guy in 1954 trying to pitch the existence of Godzilla to these government officials, but they don't believe him. He then goes on to explain the existence of a secret society called the Sons of Giants. Their role to support the monsters and keep the monsters' existence from the public. And apparently were made up of some pretty famous figures like Queen Elizabeth, Napoleon, and Ben Franklin. I'm assuming these people had a prominent role in the previous two stories. After the government guys practically laugh in his face and tell him to start looking for a job elsewhere, he's proven correct when Godzilla shows up to attack Japan. Keep in mind, this is Japan 1954, and just as our researcher guy starts to get a big head of himself, he's pretty much kidnapped by the real secret society agents, referred to as Project Colossus. It's then explained that apparently Godzilla is looking for aliens, and it's at this point that events of, I assume, the previous two stories are recapped for us, as well as invasions prior from the Zillions and Simians, two alien races that have been prominent figures in the Showa series. Apparently the two alien races were fighting each other, and we can see Gigan and Space Godzilla fighting back to back, and the Zillions were the winners. We find out that one of them has actually infiltrated the government and gives the order to begin their invasion on Earth with an army of human-sized Hedoras. Well, that's just great. Moving on to issue 2, we get a flashback to 1947 where some soldiers in New Mexico find a crashed alien ship. This ship apparently belonging to the Zillions based off their corpses, as well as a still-living Hedora clone, though the soldiers managed to kill it with gunfire that sets it ablaze? Jeez, Hedora must be very flammable. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure they could take an army of these guys no problem. Apparently these human-sized Hedoras have the ability to drain energy from the humans they touch. Now why would they be doing that, I wonder? I love how the very next panel's like, oh, your governments are powerless against them when we haven't seen a single soldier open fire on them yet. If like 3 or 4 soldiers can take down one no problem, then I'm pretty sure if you just get entire squadrons of soldiers, they could take these guys out. We also get explained that apparently the famous H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds story was based off a previous invasion of Hedoras that happened in 1897 in England. Yeah, I don't care how resourceful your society is, you are not covering that up from the whole world. However, here's where things get interesting. Apparently there was one specific Hedora that decided to rebel against the others, and it was actually an ally to humanity as well as the other Earthborn monsters. Well, I guess that explains this shot from the end of Here There Be Monsters 2, which I saw posted on Reddit a while back. Sadly, it seems the leaders of the secret society known as the Sons of Giants was slowly assassinated over the years by alien spies, and this included Abraham Lincoln. After arriving at Area 51, they revealed Jet Jaguar, who apparently the blueprints were designed from Ben Franklin. So yeah, Ben Franklin helped make Jet Jaguar in this universe, though obviously he was not able to build him at the time. We then see the alien leaders preparing to unleash their giant monsters, which includes Space Godzilla and Gigan, already shown in the previous issue, as well as Megalon alongside them. I guess Megalon's an alien in this story. Jet Jaguar arrives on the battlefield and starts kicking Hedora butt, and even when he's surrounded, he just makes short work of them, unleashing some kind of electrical shockwave attack. However, he's blasted behind by none other than the Showa Mechagodzilla. And with that, we've reached the end of issue 2. As far as I can tell, just like with the first 2 Here There Be Monsters stories, this is probably going to be a 5-issue story, which means if you combine all 3 stories together, then this universe makes a total of 15 issues. That's already 2 issues of this particular story down, with 3 more to go. And issue 3 is not that far away either. I'm kind of curious what Godzilla's doing during all this, since the story is already almost halfway over. I wouldn't mind reviewing the first 2 stories one day, but I'm trying to stay relevant to more recent issues coming out. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you join me next time for when issue 3 comes out. Take care, folks.